I think the thing that we need to really get rid of the idea, the concept of, is the fact that something has to happen in order for change, in order for something to happen. And I get it, right? Innocent until proven guilty. But how does that affect those who know that they've gone through something and are being told that their trauma isn't good enough? That their trauma isn't enough because it didn't go far. It didn't go far enough. It didn't get to that point. They were lucky. Were they though? Because it seems that society sometimes normalizes the idea that it has to get to there in order for it to be true. And that is a very dangerous sentiment. I see it on all sides. From people who are trying to be helpful, people who are trying to gatekeep what is or isn't surviving, those who try to disprove a survivor's story. And it's different from when they are lying and making it up, but at the same time, maybe what they think happened did happen. Sometimes there's not enough evidence. Sometimes you don't remember everything that happened, but you do remember something happened. And that's important too. I'm not saying that if you go around falsely accusing anyone and everyone of predatory behavior, but we should be asking ourselves, what gave the person the reason to speak up? It's not about innocent or guilty or anything like that. It's about acknowledging a human being's feeling of violation, feeling of uncomfortableness, of feeling like this isn't right. And it doesn't have to go to that point, right? You don't watch To Catch a Predator and see them going that far. You see Catch a Predator and the idea of, the attempt to, the movement to, is enough to be caught. We don't need something to happen for us to understand that this is weird, wrong, and illegal, right? So why isn't that the same with adults? Not everything has to result in prison, but it should result in change. We preach about anti-bullying, destroying bullying, making sure it never happens, but bullying happens in all shapes and sizes, and it grows, and it repeats, and at some point, sometimes, the victim becomes the perpetrator. Not every survivor will do that, but there is commonality in being traumatized, in being told that this is normal, and then processing that, and then going back and doing that to somebody else. When we normalize these ideas that, oh, this is okay, or, oh, it's just a joke, or, oh, you're too sensitive, or, it's not what you think, or, didn't really happen that way, or, it's not that bad, or, where's the evidence? How do you know that happened to you? It's things like that Or, why didn't you say something sooner? Why did it take you 5 years to speak up? Why are you speaking up now? What's going on? You must have some ulterior motive. You must have some other reason why you're saying this. Are you trying to cancel this person? Are you saying that we should lock them up? It's those kinds of ideas and questions that can be harmful. More harmful than good. And hurtful. And also because you have no idea what someone has gone through. And when you say those things, you should understand that other people are watching you. You might not know that person, but your friends see you treat a stranger in such a way that they're not going to feel confident in sharing that information with you. And then you'll be like, oh, why didn't they tell me that? I didn't know that happened to you. You could have told me sooner. Why didn't you say anything? Hey, why did we stop hanging out with each other? How come you never call me? And you never even realized why. That was because you made them feel like they couldn't talk to you. Now, just because someone doesn't want to talk to you about something doesn't mean that they don't trust you. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just means that they're not ready to. And you haven't shown that you're ready to hear them. So when you talk to strangers, when you tell strangers, oh, this and that, don't be surprised when your friends, the people who have gone through the same things, start distancing themselves from you. Because they don't trust that you have their good intentions in mind. Or they think that you'll just say the same thing to them. Your actions are being judged more than you think. Your reactions are being judged even more than you think. And that's something that's important to realize and remember. So let's stop normalizing questioning everything about a survivor story. And just being there to support them and being like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Is there anything I can do to help you heal through this? And what we shouldn't do is being like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Are you sure that really happened? That doesn't sound too bad. It could have been worse. Yeah, it could have been worse. But did you want it to be worse? That's something to kind of think about. Our words really affect people. And sometimes we don't even realize it. Sometimes the people who think that they're being the most helpful are actually being the most harmful. Anyways. That's all I wanted to say. So the next time you hear a survivor come out with a story, maybe just listen to them. Understand how they might feel that they even had to say something like that. Because having your feelings validated, that you're not crazy, that you're not insane, that you're not sensitive, that can be a very powerful thing. And that can encourage others to then speak out because they see you. They see that you accepted that person. And maybe your friend who went through the same thing will reach out to you and share some of their most vulnerable moments with you. Because when they do that, that's how you know you've truly earned their trust. And that's a very powerful thing.